of DrDarnise's Salon and High Vibe Lifestyle. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been with me for a while, thank you. Glad to have you back. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate everybody who's stopping by, but also subscribe. Today, I want to come on and talk about 2021 and how to get your high vibe lifestyle together for 2021. How to get your high vibe lifestyle together. And so, here I like to talk about a couple things on this channel, which is a high vibe lifestyle, which means we focus on being spiritually conscious, spiritually aware, creatives, and entrepreneurs. And so, so when I talk about the high vibe lifestyle, I'm talking about somebody who is a spiritually minded, creative, and or entrepreneur. And so it's those kinds of people who I'm talking about getting your life together for 2021. If you're one of us, welcome. So I've got a few points that I want to share with you, but let me say first, the reason I decided to start doing the high vibe lifestyle is because I see so many people struggling to comparing themselves to external characteristics, comparing themselves to people, celebrities, or whatnot. And I guess the term now is clout chasing, looking for their value outside of themselves. And so that will never work out. That will never be fulfilling. The high vibe lifestyle is go within, find your own value, trust your own wisdom, your own inner voice that's guiding you. So in that spirit, I give you these points for getting your high vibe lifestyle together. Just put on my glasses here. Number one, establish your own definite chief aim. This comes from, it's not new, right? It comes from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, that text, Think and Grow Rich, where he says you need your own definite chief aim, or chief definite aim, I think is how he says it. That means you need to decide for yourself what is the main chief definite aim of your life. What is your goal? What are you about? What are you moving towards? In order to get your life together, you have to know where you are going. I always say you have to know who you are, really and truly, authentically who you are, and where are you going next. Right? So in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill says this as well. What is your chief definite aim? If you don't have this, then nothing else anybody tells you is going to work out, because you're going to be moving all over the place or chasing too many rabbits, as I say. You're going to be pulled in so many different directions because you don't know what your own aim is. Okay? So you've got to figure out who are you and what it is you really want, where are you going. If you need help for that, that's when you hire a life coach such as myself or another one. But if you need help for that, get help, because nothing else you do is going to allow you to succeed, because you will constantly just be distracted by every bright, shiny object. So trust me when I tell you on that. Number two, establish small goals and action steps toward it. So once you've got your large picture, your chief definite aim, and that might be big picture for the year or for your lifetime, you got to chunk that down, because you can't just say, well, in my lifetime I want to be rich and famous or something, right? Or I want to have $1 million. You've got to, once you've established your goal, your big goal, the aim to which you are working, toward which you're working, you got to break that down and chunk it down. So establish small goals and action steps towards it. What can you do on a daily basis that moves you towards the thing? I'll say pick Pick one or two things per day that you decide are the most important things for the day. One or two things, no more, that you consider to be important towards moving you towards a larger goal. And then if you get more than that done, great. But if at least you get that one or two things done, then you can sort of rest and pat yourself on the back and say, yeah, I did the thing that I really needed to get done today. I got the thing done that I really needed. Yeah, I got some other things done. Yes, I have some other things on my list, but I got the most important things done. And that will help you continue to make progress over time. And then, when you have the one or two things for the day, then think about the particular action steps, right? Like if you know you need to work out every day, if you want to go for a run or something, then you got to set yourself up for success. You've got to set yourself up so that when you get up in the morning, you've got your clothes handy, right? You're going to put on your workout clothes, you're going to put on your shoes, you're going to, drink some water, and you're going to hit the road out running, or you're going to do your yoga or whatever it is. And you clear space, you clear mental space for it, you clear physical space for it, and you do it. Right? The next thing might be, I know I've got those 2 emails that I must answer today, 2 conversations that I must have today. And how do I get that done? And you get that done. Okay, so number 3, which really is number 1, connect to spirit and source. I put this down here. This should have been number 1. Connect to the God of your understanding, your spiritual center, your source. How do you connect? Because that's what gives your life peace and meaning and will help you when times are challenging and difficult. Is that you've got a connection to source, something bigger than you and something that gives your life a sense of meaning and purpose. And as human beings, we all need meaning and purpose. No doubt about it. We all need it. We all need a meaning and purpose, and we all need to be loved and accepted somewhere by someone. Without it, we spin out of control. That's how people end up in self-destructive behavior. That's how they end up in, addictive habits, because they have a void within. They don't have a spiritual center. They don't have the feeling that other people care about them. They don't have community. So, number 1 really is connect to spirit and source, so that you have that sense of meaning for yourself. The next point, balance. So even though we all need our chief definite aim, we need to establish our goals and our action steps. We've also got to have balance. And I have to tell you, I struggle with this myself because I work a lot. I work, I read. I'm always doing 1,000 things. So this video and some of these points are reminders for me as well. And when I follow them, I have a better time. Balance, well-rounded life. So if you are working a lot, or you are whatever it is you do that wears you out, makes you anxious, or whatever it is, what do you do to offset that? What do you do to balance that? Do you exercise? Do you have a meditation practice? Do you journal? Do you draw? Do you sing? Do you dance? Like whatever it is, incorporate that, because we need our rest. God knows, I know that. We need our rest. We need our downtime. So in order to have that high vibe lifestyle, you've got to also rest. You've got to also play. You've got to also allow your mind to be at peace. Can't really get to that high vibe state if we're exhausted, depleted, anxious. It's just not compatible with overall success. So, and the next point is to establish a routine, which goes along with, setting your chief definite aims, setting your goals, having some balance in your life. You've got to have a routine of some kind. It doesn't have to be, some people are like, oh, I'm a member of the 5 a.m. club, right? They get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and they do all these things. And maybe it's not that for you. It's not that for me. I'm not going to get up at 5 a.m. If I do, I'm going to be not really fully functional. I'd rather be up at midnight doing something than at 5 a.m. So the routine that works for you is what you need to establish, and it requires a certain discipline and a certain consistency. You must have it. We live in a culture now where people don't want to feel like they want to, they want instant gratification. We're so used to just downloading things and getting things very quickly. And you can do that, but it's like cotton candy, I always say. It looks like it's something, but it's nothing. Cotton candy looks like it's a huge pile of something, right? Like there's no way I could eat all that, right? You put it in your mouth, it dissolves into nothingness. And when we have instant gratification, it pretty much dissolves into nothingness. So we have to come back around to learning that things of real value and meaning require our attention, our intention, our focus, our consistency, some sort of routine and discipline so that we move consistently along. Move consistently along. Okay. And the next point is growth. We've got to have some growth in our life. Read, learn new things. Here you are watching YouTube. Watch videos on YouTube that teach you something, that expand your mind, that expand your spirituality, that expand your consciousness. Expand, learn, and grow. That's how you live the high vibe life. Not by following, everything that everybody else says. Not by being swayed by everything we see in social media. But read books. Gosh, I have a hashtag, read books. Learn. That also goes to discipline. If you saw the other video I did about the top, African American women's literature, we've become a culture that's so used to the instant download that it's hard for people to sit and read a whole book, right? Because they're like, oh, it's so much to read a whole book. Establish a discipline. Maybe that's the discipline you set for yourself, is that you read. Just, a few minutes a day, a half hour a day, an hour a day, whatever you can manage. Start with something like that. Read something that you want to read, something that's really interesting to you. Establish that, grow, learn. And lastly, establish your values and live by them. Again, don't be so pulled by everything going on in social media in our world that we think those things are the things that matter the most. Those things are not the things that matter the most. What is your value system? A high vibe lifestyle is that internal focus. This is what I mean, the internal focus. What is your own value system? So that you know how to make decisions that are really right for you. Because if you don't know what your own value system is, it's harder to make decisions. What I find, I'm a Libra. We always want to balance everything, and it can take us a long time to make a decision. Because what we're doing is we're doing an internal check. I know it might not look like this to other people, what we're doing an internal check to say what seems right, which one seems right. Now, we could get stuck in that. But for me, what works is I already know what my values are. So I compare each option. Which one of these things aligns with my value system most? Which one of the options in front of me aligns with my value system the most? I will choose that one. Done. Decision made. Or goals. Which one of the options in front of me leads me towards my chief definite aim? Because out of the number of different options I could take, one of them is probably closer to it. Even if they all seem like, well, they all kind of, pick the one that's closest. Pick that one. Make the decision and move on, move forward with it. Lean into it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you just watch the video again, because I know I gave you several tips. I gave you, like 7 things, I think, in terms of helping you get your life together, your high vibe life together for 2021 and beyond. But let's start with the first 90 days of 2021. Then let's go into 2021 as a 12-month period, and then beyond that. How to get your life together, your high vibe life together for 2021. And again, if you've gotten to the end of this, I appreciate you. Always appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share, and then watch for the next video. Oh, hit the notification bell so you know when I am uploading again. All right, that's it for now. Bye bye.